Hi, I'm Luke Wilkins from Kerrang Radio. I produce and present Offside, the sports show on a Saturday afternoon, and I also write a blog and column for the Sunday Mercury.
Okay, yeah, Luke, in your last blog for the Sunday Mercury, you've heaped praise on Fabio Capello.
Yes.
But is this just a honeymoon period, as with Ericsson?
Do you know what? The big thing about Fabio Capello, which I go into detail in the blog about, is he's trying to remove the fear from the players. I'm a big person on sports psychology, studied at Loughborough, kind of sports science, and it's such a key element. When you play a high level of sport, you don't realise how much the psychology does come into it. And the fact that he's trying to get those England players to play without fear is the first time in my life you're seeing guys going out wanting to win the game for England instead of wanting to not look foolish in front of millions of people watching and, you know, get a bad reputation. And to me, that's been the most fundamental change he's made. I also think he's a tactical bit of a magician. He's not afraid to put his hand up. When we were playing 4-3-3 and it wasn't working against Kazakhstan, he put his hand up, said, made a mistake, changed it to 4-4-2. We won. And I think he's brought a lot of belief. I mean, yeah, it is early days. It's a honeymoon period, but I do think that Fabio Capello is bringing an extra edge to this England team, which we've not had for a very, very long time. So, go on, Fabs.
Lampard and Gerrard.
Ooh.
Okay, the eternal England question. Now, I've come up with a simple solution to this problem, Luke.
Yeah.
It's a one-off, no-holds-barred cage fight.
See, that would work. And do you know what? I reckon Gerrard would win because he's a Scouse, although Lampard has got a bit of extra added protection. So he'd take some kicks to the ribs and maybe be able to headbutt him, but I reckon Stevie would win. It is the internal debate. You've got two of the best attacking midfielders in the world playing there. You need a holding midfielder in a 4-4-2 formation. I think Gareth Barry and Steven Gerrard do an amazing job. I would always pick Gerrard ahead of Lampard. And there's no disrespect to Frank Lampard. He's a great player for Chelsea. Scum. But it's more a case of the fact that I think Gerrard is more passionate and does a better all-round job. He's just one of those guys that when he's out there, plays with his heart on his sleeve. And I think that England needs more players like that. But yeah, I genuinely would play Hargreaves or Barry with Gerrard. Walcott on the right. On the left, Joe Cole. Ashley Young maybe. Up front. Gabby. Rooney. Heskey. That kind of combination.
What sort of sports fan are you? Are you a measured, objective, see the long game sports fan, or are you a livid, spitting venom, fickle, we're going to go up, we're going to go down sports fan?
I'd like to think I'm the measured, objective sports fan. See, the thing with me with sport is it's the competitiveness. Any type of sport, if there's any element of competitiveness in it, whether it's crown green bowls, tiddlywinks, rugby, cricket, football, I'm involved and I love it. But I am quite a rational hippie person in as much that I do see the long term. But ask me on a Saturday afternoon when I'm watching Arsenal or Leicester Tigers and I'll probably be completely different. I'm irrational and I'll be swearing and doing all of those above. So yeah, I'd probably say a mix of the two. After the weekend. In between, yeah. I'm kind of very...
venom.
Yeah, the passion does come out, it's got to be said.
Along those same lines then, Luke, if you're going to be a football manager, are you the calm Arsene Wenger sat in the dugout, or are you a Joe Kinnear calling journalists and reporters all sorts of filthy words under the sun at press conferences? I
think I would be the calm one. I'd be suave, kind of like Jose, but I reckon I'd lose it with... I just don't suffer fools, so I reckon that I'd probably have a few tantrums. On the sidelines, I'd go mad at my players. I would be one of those guys jumping up and down, but I'd wear a suit. I'd look snazzy, so afterwards I'd be able to conduct myself with some stylishness and a nice bottle of red, maybe.
Danny Cipriani.
Oh.
Jealous?
Yes!
Or do you admire him?
I admire him a lot. He's like the Kevin Peterson of rugby. He's kind of come along and he is this attractive. He's going out with Kelly Brook. He's got all the movie star side of it, very much like Kevin Peterson when he first came out. But oh my goodness, he can play. Not only is he one of the quickest rugby players we've ever produced, most skillful, his mind works at such a speed. Jonny Wilkinson's great. You know what you're going to get with Jonny. Control, aggressive defence, and a sense of kind of maturity and responsibility the rest of the team feed off. But Cipriani is just a completely different player. You know, he can do the unpredictable. He can make things happen, which, you know, as much as I love Jonny, he's not that kind of player, is he? He's reliable, brilliant, and amazing. And to be honest with you, you've got Toby Flood, you've got people like that playing, Shane Geraghty playing a good standard, but there's no one I think has got the potential of Cipriani. So, in other words, I'm extremely jealous, and I'm sure if I met him, I probably wouldn't say it to his face, but I think he's one of the best rugby prospects we've ever produced.